Look right there. Look at that line. Look at that domination line. Did I just say that? Alan, you'd be proud of me. I'm dominating my neighbor, which technically, somewhat, that's my grass because I sowed it, but I'm still dominating. I mean, domination is domination, right? Every time I come out here to start a video, that dang dog goes to barking. Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. I hope you're having a great day, and I need to mow my test plot. Now this isn't my yard. My yard's up there. My test plot's back here, and it's where I kind of run some different tests. Been doing it for years, ever since I've been living here, and trying out different things, see what works, what don't. And of course, now that you're watching me, I get to show you all that, and you can see what happens with what I use. It's plain and simple. I like showing you the results. I don't like talking about them. I want you to physically see them with your eyeballs. Now, the test plot, it held up. It actually held up better in my yard. And of course, I'll do the video for the yard this weekend. Thanksgiving weekend, I'll show you that probably on Saturday morning. I'll post it. But I had two spots. One's right there and one's out there. And then over here in front of the shed, where my valley is, that they just went completely, got wiped out. Grub worms took out these two spots, and I put down snap dialox. I put down dialox to take care of those, and then this section right here. And then this little strip right here is a valley or a swale where the water kind of drains and goes that way. And just with as much rain as we had, it laid the turf down flat and stayed underwater for almost 24 hours. It was 4, 5, 6 inches of water down through here for the whole time during that 24 hours, and it suffocated it. Nothing in the world I could do about it, but you can see I've got it back nice now. It's looking good, and I'm all set up for spring. It's going to be completely okay. And one thing, it's been about, we've got some good weather right here in Carolina. We've been about, we've had a few frosts in the morning, not nothing major. We've had typical low about 40 and getting on up to about 58. I think we hit 61 today. It's a great weather for fescue and that bluegrass. I've got 3 or 4 good days ahead of me, so I'm gonna take this time and get my yard cut. We'll get the test plot cut. Now I'm mowing it on I'm gonna actually mow this on about 3 3/4. Okay, I mowed my ditch on about 3 1/2, and after I mowed, I got to thinking that might be a touch too short, simply because I was cutting a lot off of the grass blade. But that was the mature grass. The existing grass was already here. But the new grass, I want the blade of the mower to catch them, even if I just barely nip the top of it, because by cutting it, you're asking it to grow. Right? You've heard me say that a million times. When you prune a bush, you're asking it to grow. When you cut your yard, you're asking it to grow. And in this case, I may not get a bunch of top growth because of the time of the year I am, but the plant's gonna fill out. It's gonna tiller out, leaf out, the different stages of leaf growth in a plant. You know, that's gonna happen. It's gonna begin that process by me cutting it. So if it wasn't for me wanting to try to mature this plant just a little bit before we get into the heart of winter, I probably wouldn't even cut it. I'd just let it go. All right, so let's look at this bad boy. Now, I did a review on it early last year, and we ended up buying 5 of these. I got one of them's right here. I bought one for a spare mower that I keep at the shop for if we have a breakdown or need to run an extra mowing crew or whatever the case may be. I just got a spare one. And then each of my maintenance crews, I got 3 maintenance crews, and they have one each. Overall, I am 100% satisfied with this mower. If I had to point out some things that I am absolutely in love with about this mower, is first of all the overall weight. It's not heavy at all. Number 2, this actually is probably going to be my second favorite. Weight being third. Second favorite is probably these tires. Look at the size of that thing. That thing is freaking huge and thick and solid. That was one of my biggest complaints about any type of commercial push mower, is the tires suck on them. They're absolutely terrible. We tear them up. The things wear off and the tire will fall off. The rubber will wear down. And of course, this one is in pristine condition because it just mows my yard. But the ones at the 3 at the shop who's mowed, I don't know how many yards this year, they're in excellent condition. We did have one issue with this your deck height lever, and what happened with it was not a fault of the machine, it was a fault of the employee. We always strap these down on the trailer. We strap to the front and pull that away, and to the back and pull that away, and he didn't have it strapped and got it a little too close to the side of the trailer, and it bent this down. Well, of course, we just took a pair of channel locks and bent it back up, so it's a little jacked up looking, but other than that, it still functions. Leading into my very absolute favorite thing about this mower. All right, let me count. What's it? 1, 2, 4, 5. I'm in the 6th notch. Watch this. Look, you squeeze this like that. Look at how easy that is. Nothing to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I absolutely love that about this mower. It is by far my favorite thing. I don't have to go to each individual wheel and adjust that thing. So if I need to mow a shady area at 3 inches and a full sun area at 3.5 or 4 inches, I can simply reach down with the machine running. I only have to cut it off and take my right hand and adjust that down and keep on booking. Now, one of my downfalls about this mower is when this bagger back here gets really full, the front end becomes super duper light. That's my only downfall about it, but that's part of the mower being a lightweight mower. So what do? You just kind of pick up on the handlebars as you're mowing. That way you continue to get that nice clean cut. All right, so I got a few leaves right here. It really ain't even enough to blow, so I'm just gonna vacuum them up. We'll see how it picks these leaves up. Oh my. Oh my. Oh. Oh, no, 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 sir. Look at what we found here. Looks like my little mole friend has made his way back. I'll get you, my pretty. And I know you've heard me say it 100 times, I like yards that are striped up. That's just what I prefer. You don't have to like it that way, that's fine, but I like the stripes and the patterns, and this ain't striping worth 2 cents, and I could care less. That's not my objective here. I'm not trying to stripe it up to make the thing glow like a new penny. All I want to do is get it cut, get the blades matured, get it rolling so I can stripe it next spring, right? Alright, so I know somebody's going to ask, well, Pete, why are you bagging this grass? Because don't you like side discharge? I do. I absolutely love side discharge when I can cut it often enough to where it doesn't leave a mess in the yard. Now you can see right here, look at there. There's some areas I'm cutting about 3 inches off, and then there's some areas like right here I'm only cutting about 1 inch off. So overall, I don't want to mulch it, I don't want to side discharge it, I want to bag it. So this old bushy stuff right here, which that's some of the existing turf, that's not new grass, that's been here. I just don't want that mulched up and leaving clumps and chunks all in the yard. Test plot's looking good. It's filled in quite nicely. Neighbor's renovation coming in pretty good. Still got a little bit of work to do. Bluegrass is looking some kind of cool. My yard is looking good, so things are back in order. I'm relaxed now. So hey, do this. Go down in the description and click on that little link and get on my email list. And I'm not going to pound you emails. I'm going to send them out once in a blue moon. My email list, I can give some little bit different discounts to than my normal website stuff. So go on there and get signed up. I'm also going to start this drawing. Okay, remember back early summer when we were doing the giveaway for every 1,000 subs? I don't have no way to contact you through YouTube now. They don't do that no more. I don't know why they did away with private messaging, but if it's still there, I can't figure out how to do it. So get on the email list, and I'm going to continue that on through the email list. So be sure to get on there, and that way you'll be in the drawing every time we have one. So I like the Massport. I think it's a real good solid mower. Price point on them, I think I paid $600 for it, $650. I can't remember when we bought 5 of them. So obviously I got a better price than if you go buy one. For a homeowner, DIY folks, I think that thing would last you forever. I honestly think it's built that good. It's a very solid machine. For the contractor, the mowing guy, kind of like us, which I'm kind of on both sides of the fence. I DIY my yard, and I got my crews, and they use them. Just going off 1 year of use. Of course, I can't tell you what 4 years will look like because I've only had them for a year, but I think they're going to hold up pretty dang good. We did have one wheel break off of one machine, the front wheel, and it just broke at a weld, and it looked like the weld may not have got welded all that great, and so it fell off. We got it replaced, and we had no trouble with it since. we typically always use the bagger on it, or drop the back gate and just let the clippings come out of the back. We don't use the mulcher on it. As you know, I'm not a big fan of mulching grass, but that would make a great mower for anybody who wanted one. I think it's a really solid piece of equipment. When I do my yard up here Saturday, man, I've got another new mower I want to show you. You're gonna like that one. So be sure to subscribe and hit your little bell thing. That way, when I stick that video on there, you'll know I put it on there and you can watch it. So I'm gonna go in the house. I'm gonna eat supper and chill out for a little bit and have a good day. See ya.